Hey guys, Dead Pixel here. We were invited by Naughty Dog to check out Uncharted 2 and some of its upcoming cinematic features in the all-new multiplayer mode. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's alright.
Sweet. Check it out.
I'm Justin Richmond. I'm a multiplayer designer on Uncharted 2 among Thieves, and we're here today to talk about the new cinema mode. First sat down with the project, one of the things we were talking about was putting in multiplayer. We decided to do that, and then we decided to take it a whole other step further and say, let's give people the ability to play back their games and watch them after they've already finished. So what happens is every game you play, it records automatically, then you jump out of the game you're in, go into the cinema mode, and you can play back that file and watch everything that just happened in the game that you were just in. You can actually give these files back and forth between yourself and your friends or anybody on your friends list. You always have 20 files sitting there waiting to be watched, and it always records over your oldest file, so you're not going to lose the stuff you just played. And what happens is you go in, you select it, and you'll see an option that says upload. You hit that, really quickly uploads it to our server, and then you can actually look at your online files, and now when it's online, you can select it and say send to friends. You can send it to your friends to taunt them or to say, hey, look how good I am, or whatever. You know, it's really, really neat that you can just send it to anybody at any time. So you've got all of the regular cameras, you can see the players, how they played, see their views, so you can get their strategies and stuff. But on top of that, we have an orbital camera where you can actually fly around the player that's running around, see where they're going. We also have the ability to go to a free camera, fly anywhere in the map, see what's going on at any point. And that's all sort of basic stuff that's really neat. And on top of that, we put in all these visual tweaks. So when you're playing back a file, you can actually pause the game, go in and change like a whole bunch of different things having to do with the camera. So when you're running around, you can actually have it look like you've got somebody following you with a steady cam, you know, so it looks like that real movie feel to it. We also have the ability to put a twist on the camera, so you can put Dutch angles and make people look, you know, really extreme and really cool. We also have slow motion, so you can get that super slow-mo shot of you shooting somebody or something blowing up, and it looks, you know, really, really cool. It slows the whole game down to that speed, so it looks fantastic. You can make it look blurry in the foreground or blurry in the background, or also you can change the focal distance, so how far the camera actually focuses, how much is in view, so you can make super wide angle shots or super close-up shots. All those things you can do on the fly, you know, in any given file, so you can make any kind of movie you want just by, you know, messing with those movie settings. Like you can mess with actual environment settings. So like, hey, this map is pretty cool. Let's mess with the fog. So you can actually bring the fog level up or down in the map and then change its color. You can mess with the sunlight and say, oh, the sun should be more intense or less intense, or a different color even if you want to. You can mess with the overall tint output of the file. So you can say, oh, this, you know, let's make this thing slightly more red or slightly more blue, and it's going to blast that over top of everything. So one of the really cool things about this is what we're hoping people are going to use this for is to actually go and make their own little movies and actually put Drake or whoever, any of our characters, into, you know, crazy outworld scenarios or whatever. And so we put in a green screen mode, and what that means is I can go in, hit green screen on, it drops out all the background and leaves Drake just standing there with a perfect key. And so sort of mix and match, all the tools are available to you at any given time. And so we're hoping, you know, the fans are going to go out and just do all kinds of crazy stuff, the stuff we can't even think of right now. We're always been big fans of user-generated content, and we've, you know, been looking at machinima and stuff for a long time. We thought that was really, really neat. And so when we started working on the mode, we actually asked the guys from machinima.com to come over and look at it and say, what are the tools you'd use? You know, what would be useful for you guys? What would you like to see in a game? Soliciting their feedback, and, you know, we got a ton of good stuff from them, which allowed us to go in, make our tools even better. And what we're hoping is, you know, we want the fans to send us stuff. We want to see the stuff that the fans are going to do with it. And we want the fan generated stuff. We want the fan feedback. You know, we're really about community, and that's one of the big things we've said about this game is let's get community involved in this. And one of the easy ways to do that is to make machinima, to do cinema stuff. And I think all those things combined are going to, you know, really draw people into the game. But on top of that, we have a special game type for machinima enthusiasts, which is called machinima mode. And in that mode, we have a bunch of special options that you don't have in a regular game type. When you go in and start the game, you'll by default have no weapons. So Drake will be walking around just sort of in a regular state. And you can actually change on the fly his animation state, which means he'll be running around in kind of a regular jog, and then you can switch him to be tense, and now he's going to run a little bit faster, get a little bit lower. Switch him to stealth, and he's going to kind of creep around, or switch him into a walk mode. He's just going to, you know, regularly walk around, do a little stroll. And you can do that on the fly while you're recording. So you can actually record Drake or any of our characters running through the level, and then you do a bunch of things that you have planned out and have him changing states as he does those things. On top of that, every time you die, if you kill yourself intentionally in this mode, you'll start again with no weapon. So it's very, very easy for somebody to simulate any scenario, whether he's with a gun or without a gun, in any of those machinima map types. You know, the player can go in and do whatever they want to there, and then with the ability to use the green screen mode, now you can have Drake doing any animation that he does in the game and put him in any scenario you want to, you know, whether it's in another one of our levels or in, you know, whatever you want, anywhere in the world. This actually happens across the whole game, but it's really obvious when you go into cinema mode is that when you have a Bluetooth headset, it actually makes the character's mouth move in sync with whatever you're saying into the headset. So you can actually have Drake running around narrating a game, and you can see his mouth talking as he's shooting. But what's neat about that is when you go and combine that with cinema mode, you can have Drake walking around talking to other people, talking to other characters, lip syncing, animating as to what I'm saying. And like I could do this interview in the game itself, which is really, really cool.